Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart. Best there is, best there was, and the best there ever will be. And you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
Hey folks, welcome to the Smacked Raw podcast, your one-stop shop for all your WWE, AEW, NXT pay-per-view recaps, reviews, pay-per-view predictions. Oh, messed that up. But anyways, it's Kyle here. Joining us today in the studio, we got Rob and Sebastian. What's up, fellas?
Yeah.
A wild Rob appears.
Trying to avoid spoilers for NXT, but Kyle already fucked that up. So.
Hey, listen now. Listen. It's just like back in the... Now you don't need to watch. It's like what WCW used to do, all right? You just run down the spoilers.
Don't pay attention to NXT.
Yeah.
Spoilers are fine, because you don't care.
Yeah, when WCW did that, they kind of ruined themselves. So.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. Hey, guys, listen, we're a pay-per-view. Jesus, I can't get off the pay-per-view. It's because we just shot
JR.
that throwback. Yeah, I'm JR over here. We're a pro wrestling podcast. If you're a long-time listener, thank you. If you're first time.
Question, Kyle.
Yeah.
Do you know if we'll go to a commercial or not?
I don't believe we will. But if we do, we'll do it picture-in-picture.
Sweet.
If this is your first time listening to us, God help you. But you can find us on Spotify, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, Google Play Music, and iTunes. Of course, we're on YouTube. Go click, like, and subscribe. Help us out, man. Help us grow. But yeah, today we're here to cover AEW Dynamite. Hopefully I can stop botching this as much as JR did. Fellas, the show in a nutshell. What'd y'all think?
It was good.
Eh.
It wasn't as good as last week's, but it was...
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as their stronger shows, but it was still a decent show. Like, it wasn't a drag.
I felt like it couldn't get out of second gear until the main event. Once that main event hit, that's how you close a show. It was really fun, nothing serious. I mean, if you were looking for huge story progression and stuff like that, no, this is December. Almost no wrestling promotion, I would say, outside of New Japan, do they have major story progression going on in the month of December? Because you got holidays, so many conflicting things.
Whoa. We just had a big dog get dog food shoved down his throat. This is story progression. All right, this is a month.
So I stand by my statement. But
That's good stuff, don't get me wrong. Shove dog food down his throat, but that's not story progression. That's a temporary filler, WWE style. Come on, man. You're not a rookie to this stuff. Come on, bro.
Oh my god.
Next week they're gonna forget it happened.
Listen.
The big dog ate dog food, alright? Story.
So, we watched Dynamite tonight, right? Okay, just ask.
Oh my god. But what we did get outside of the story progression, we got some fun spots. We got some good promos. MJF killed it on the mic tonight. I don't care who you are. He dropped Suffer and Succotash. Like the most criticized line in pro wrestling over the last several years. Rob, if you're not familiar, but a couple years ago, Vince McMahon was writing Roman Reigns promos, and they were horrendous. And one of the promos, Roman Reigns dropped the line "Suffer and Succotash," and it was just so cringy. And I feel like Sebastian, that had to have been on purpose.
AEW does that.
That had to have been on purpose, man, to get that line in there. But I mean, in the context of things, it made sense because it wasn't him trying to sound cool. He was making fun of a lisp. But still, that caught my ear right away. I was like, oh god, I never thought I'd hear that in pro wrestling again, and here it is. But
yeah, I mean, anything AEW can do like that, they're going to. That's not really a bad thing. Yeah.
Oh dear God! I just realized that the image that I have for the backdrop on YouTube, I think it accidentally caught a fan picking her nose. Oh God! Let's just move the logo over her face. So
That's not cool. That's kind of. I'd zoom in on her.
No, that's
Good
mean.
times. You don't catch
That's
something
mean.
like that every day.
There we go. Oh God! I just
Speaking
uncovered
of
her
AEW,
again.
We're
And a
talking
fan
about
picking their
story
nose like a
progression.
jobber.
Yeah.
How did Mox start this show, Kyle?
Oh man, there we go. Thank you. He started the show off by telling people that they can hit us up on Twitter at SmackDrawPod, myself at The Kai Tai Show, Rob at 2 Words Can't See Me, and Sebastian, of course, is at WrestlingFan_32. Rob, to answer your question, Moxley, he started off the show. They announced that he is the current holder of the fastest singles victory over Michael Nakasawa, which he handily beat that record. Why? He hit this guy. One of you guys is gonna have to fill me in on the dude's name because I missed like the first minute or two.
I have his name as a jobber question.
I just had Reynolds because I know his trunk said Reynolds.
Okay, there we go. That's a better answer.
But he had a dude on the outside cheering him on, so it was like maybe he was part of a tag team. But yeah, he hits this guy with like pretty much, I think, just like a flying knee and then the paradigm shift, and it was done in a matter of like what 30 seconds or something.
Yeah,
I don't think it's that long.
I think it was less than that.
You think it was less than that?
Yeah, I mean, he holds the record, and how do you follow that?
You beat the record. Yeah, it was cool, but the match obviously was a backdrop to the preceding angle that happened afterwards. What happened, Seb, with Jericho out there?
Man, wants old Moxley to join the Inner Circle, and
Ooh.
So,
Man, that's intriguing. That's intriguing, man.
It is, but at this point, are so many factions like trying to recruit somebody. The Dark Order is. Apparently, Brandy Rhodes' group is. I kind of feel like this is a college, and people trying to figure out their lives, and they're just joining these friends. Like,
There's all these messed up fraternities.
yeah, so many of them are just recruiting.
What I got out of this spot was they wasted a T-shirt. I could own that T-shirt and wear it and represent it. But no, instead you gave it to Jon Moxley. Dude, Jon Moxley's not going to faction. Jon Moxley's the hottest thing in wrestling.
Yeah.
It does. Like,
yeah.
I love my heels, and I'm all about the Inner Circle. That's why I feel they wasted a T-shirt. I would love to own a T-shirt. He's not going to join you, Chris. He's not going to join you.
Another
Reason I fight for the title.
Another reason I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I kind of wish they'd have saved this for someone that was a little more believable down the line somewhere.
Well, at the same time, we're going to talk about story progression again. Jon Moxley is the #1 contender by an extreme long shot, right? So you hand him a T-shirt, and he says, "No, I'm not going to join your bullshit faction." Boom. That's how you set up the next pay-per-view, which they announced tonight, February 29th.
Revolution.
Yeah.
Oh,
back in
boy.
Chicago.
Oh man, that looks good. That looks good, man.
It does.
That logo, their promo hype for it. Oh god.
And it's in Chicago again, though. They've already had like 14 shows. Come to Detroit, AEW. Come on.
And this ain't a knock. I understand they're new, so ticket sales and stuff. But if you look at these pictures that people post at the live shows, and this ain't a knock at all. The smaller crowds that they have had on some of these shows make up for it. They're extremely loud. You wouldn't even know it unless you actually seen the pictures. But I just wonder if the ticket sales, like in certain areas that they're trying to expand to, aren't what they want, and they know they're going to get a pack full in Chicago or near that area.
Well, I think it's also for the television product, because the cities make the crowd helps the show. The crowd is always like a supporting character in the overall show. And if you got a dead crowd, you could have a baller show, and it could really take away from it.
And it ruins your show. You won't even notice it's a baller show.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
so,
I pay a lot of attention to the crowd. Like I said last time I was on, like, bringing up WWE again and the whole Yes Movement thing. All jokes aside, like, my favorite thing in wrestling ever is the Yes Movement, because I'm all about crowd interaction. I'm all about crowd unity. And when Daniel Bryan stands in the middle of the ring and does Yes, and you have 100,000 people, I mean, that's a far-fetched number. But
Rob,
a stadium full of people in unity going yes, 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 that makes your show.
You should check out when WWE revised the One Night Stand pay-per-view, and they had John Cena facing off against RVD. Yeah, watch,
that's good.
dude. You need. That is the most rabid fans and crowd I've ever seen.
Was that the one where they were stealing Cena the shirt back?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Cena
Yes,
tried to
I've
throw
seen
his shirt out
I've
like
seen-
5 times, and they kept throwing it back.
I've seen just the intro. Like I didn't see the match, but yes, I've seen that intro.
Dude, that
and like the crowd
crowd
was going nuts. They gave me goosebumps. Yes,
was at a
that's
fever
valid. That's
pitch,
so great.
man. Yeah.
That's so great. But like I wish I was there and I would have caught the shirt. I would have put it on. Come
Oh,
on.
you would have got beat down like, by a bunch of Philly fans.
valid.
They would have freaking
Yeah,
crowd
I've seen
surfed
that.
you to the
Yeah.
back. They would have lifted you and just carried you to the back.
But yes, that's a great example that you brought that up. That was such a crowd.
Hell yeah,
a
man.
crowd makes everything.
I was expecting Moxley just to hit the paradigm shift on Jericho. I thought they were just going to be like, they were trying to set up for this, like, will he, won't he angle, and then instead of leaving it, like, in the air, Moxley would have just been paradigm shift. Like, that was a waste of breath, Jericho.
That was actually how I did.
Huh?
That's how I would have done it.
That's how I would have done it, too. Yeah, I really don't believe Moxley's going to join up with him, but if he did, there would be nothing that could stop that faction at that point. Hell no. They would be unstoppable.
Whatever
Although
Cody says,
they-
unstoppable stuff.
They could have him join, and then, like I said, they're setting up for Revolution, and that's probably going to be the main event, since he's the #1 dude right now.
Yeah.
Have him join, and then
Has to
split.
be the main event. Dude, Moxley's the hottest thing right now in AEW.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
Unless there's a lights out match, it don't count.
Oh, shut up. Get all the way off their back, Sebastian.
I'm just
They did stress the fact that tonight's street fight. They were like,
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
how it counts. It counts.
No, I missed. Did they say the street fight counts or doesn't count?
No,
It
it
does
counts.
count.
It does
And
count.
they made sure to stress that tonight's street fight counted.
So-
apparently these
It was-
matches only count if they're in Texas.
No, so a street fight, they believe they will still be safe enough to sanction it. Lights out match, they're like, okay, there's the...
It's the same thing, same exact thing,
I know.
with a different.
You just you did an assisted tombstone to a guy on a steel ramp. Like, come
just
on.
like you got a
That's
no holds
that
barred
is
match or no DQ match.
yeah, man. I know. Well, anyways, yeah. So nothing happens. Moxley's offered to join the position. He stands there looking kind of like I don't know how to describe it. Like in a funk. Like he didn't look confused, but he didnn't look disgusted. He's just kind of like in a funk. He had some weird look on his face.
The look on his face was saying, "I'm not going to join these assholes, but like I gotta pretend like I might." 'Cause they told me
I'm plotting my
stretch
next
storyline.
move. Yeah, I have to plot my next move instead of get beat
Like
down by.
next week, I'm gonna wipe my ass shirt, and like Rob's gonna get mad because he can own that shirt.
Yo, anybody out there, listen. Get Rob an Inner Circle shirt. I'll drop his actual address in the link in the description. I'll throw Rob's address in the description. You guys are gonna regret giving me your personal info.
He's gonna get so much hate mail from
From all the Corbin haters.
from like Canada.
Oh Jesus! Oh come on, hold on. Let's tiptoe over that
But just 'cause
minefield.
Brett didn't tap,
Dude, he does our intro, Rob. Like, God damn it.
but that's cool. He still tapped.
Oh my God. Anyways, we get a preview for the Texas Street Fight between Young Bucks and Proud and Powerful, or XLX for their unofficial name. There was a couple other announcements, but I think they were just for matches later on in the evening, right? It wasn't anything like too big they dropped. Yeah. Following that, we got a tag match between the Butcher and the Blade. They had their debut with Bunny out there.
I'm glad you know their names.
Yeah, taking on the team of Cody and QT Marshall. I guess QT Marshall was handpicked by MJF. This is playing off of MJF naming his price and having a match against Cody. So this was one of the things that he handpicked a tag team partner. Cutie Marshall, man, kudos to him, dude. He's like, he impressed me out there, but he came across as like the lovable loser. Like, I don't know, like, it's like at no point did you think that this dude was gonna survive. You knew he was eating the pin, but you were like, oh man, you're really impressive. Look at you try.
Like if he wasn't out there on Cody's tag team, nobody would even pay attention.
I mean, his performance was good.
It was good, but he's still a nobody.
Well, I don't know. So if I was to take a more serious approach to analyzing the match, this was kind of a star-making performance, but not like main event star, more like on-screen.
Hey, look, we got this guy.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a little bigger.
He'll get a little bit of a shine. He'll have you know what'll happen is Sebastian, come on, fill me in on this. Who's the Young Bucks friend that can't get a win? God dang, why I can't think of his name. Yeah, Brandon Cutler. This is what you do. You have Cutie Marshall and Brandon Cutler go winless for like a month or two, and then you face them off against each other, and one of their O's must go. But instead of it being a battle of the undefeated, it's a battle of the winless. And then one of them finally picks up their first victory.
No, that's when you have like the first ever DQ in AEW, like double disqualification. And by the way, is it every match? Was it every match tonight a Texas street fight since it's? No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god. Yeah, Cutie Marshall, man, was pretty dope in that match though. He was hitting some semi high fly moves. He tried to hit like a springboard back elbow. That was good. But then when he tried to do like the handspring like flip over the ropes, and he kind of just like tumbled. Like, it was adorable, man.
Question,
I loved it. I loved it, man.
Serious question though, I have missed the last couple of weeks due to family issues and stuff. Have we seen the first DQ in AEW, or is that yet to be seen?
DQ. I want to say no.
Okay, I didn't know.
Maybe. I don't think so though.
Okay, I don't know. I kind of figured not after the interference in that tag match between Omega and or Hangman and Spears and Sabian. So I kind of figured they wouldn't yet. I was just curious.
Yeah, no, everything I'm finding here, no one's reporting any DQs. In fact, actually in October, they were dragged through the dirt.
Not
Apparently,
one AEW match has ended in a DQ, squared circle.
Yeah, we're looking at the same thing. Yeah, back in October, man, they were getting dragged through it, man. Apparently, there was a couple matches that should have been a DQ, and everyone got all pissed off. Look at that, Sebastian. You might have. We're gonna have. Well, you know what we'll do, Rob? In Squared Circle, we'll drop Sebastian's Twitter handle. He can get his fans there.
If you're gonna have rankings,
being such a stickler for the rules.
Can't have somebody go for a glass table and then losing a handicap match. Basically.
Yeah. I think that's probably what that stems from. It
was a Hangman too. The same partner he had tonight. I've been pissed. I went to management and been like, "What? Like I would have protested like Houston Rockets did." But, yeah, hey.
Rob, did Cutie Marshall impress you, man?
I didn't pay too much attention.
I knew it, man.
Because my next spot in my notes here is, I paid attention to how much I do not click with the Butcher and Blade. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. The dudes look like they're two guys wrestling because they're in the midlife crisis. But guys, you look like you're 40-year-olds trying to hang out with 20-year-olds.
Look at Allie out there, the bunny.
And then you got
Allie
bro,
out that's exactly why they're doing that.
Which actually tonight I looked her up to see where she was from. She was in Impact and had a thing.
Yeah, I think she's like formerly known as Allie. I want to say I don't know anything about her.
She was in an Impact. Like all I did was like just read headlines of the Google links or whatever.
I got you.
So she used to be Allie. She used to wrestle, whatever. And now she's the bunny. What the hell does a bunny have to do with the midlife crisis Butcher and Blade? I love my heels, I really do. But these guys,
it might be something about that dude's monocle, bro. I mean, for what?
I don't get it.
He's a rock star.
I know. It's
a rock
cool,
star
and
from
I was
Buffalo.
actually going to bring that up. You know, like the Blade or Butcher, one of the two is in
I think it's the Butcher.
the band Every Time I Die,
Yeah.
and them guys are
Oh,
absolutely
God.
excellent. If anybody likes metal, look them up.
I've been meaning
turning
to.
into JR.
But like, I don't.
What did JR kept calling Blade?
I can't remember.
I heard him.
He
I
couldn't-
no pun intended, but I heard him butcher his name.
He butchered all of their names. Like, it was both of them. Like, he couldn't get a name right to save his life. And when the bell rang, he was like, I couldn't get a name right this entire match, but
Yeah.
they won. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Guys, I learned the name by now, though. Because your producers are probably cussing you out in your earpiece.
So
Yeah.
I will jump us to the end. Butcher and Blade pin QT Marshall.
They got
with
a
their,
cool
like,
double
knee thing.
Yeah, that's a cool finisher, man. Like a
It is
suplex
pretty
to like
lit.
a backstabber. That's pretty cool.
But I just don't get this team. I don't see where they fit.
They were hired by so story wise, it was revealed I think on Dark or just on a YouTube exclusive. They were hired by MJF. So MJF formed. He got Wardlow, and then he hired the Butcher, Blade, and Bunny to take out Cody. They just haven't revealed that on main television for whatever reason. That was just relegated to online.
Wait, so, get this straight. Cody's like the boss,
Yep.
and he didn't approve these hirings, or didn't know about them.
Well, he's so busy. He's an athlete. He's a talent. He's a producer. He's a boss. Papers.
He signs the paychecks!
Papers are just coming across his desk, and he's just signing away, man.
But paycheck, like, he signed their paychecks, didn't know who they were. Like, who's this guy? Well, $100,000. Fine, take it. Yeah. What?
It's Tony Khan's money anyway. Screw it. Yeah, man.
MJF had a picture-in-picture promo during this match, and it was garbage.
Really? I missed that.
It was absolute garbage.
I hate to say it. I was kind of.
You couldn't pay me $1 million to tell you guys what MJF.
Oh, speaking of that, yeah, there's a lot of it you couldn't understand too, because apparently, I guess TNT is starting to block out some of the language, and there's like a whole 20 seconds you couldn't.
Oh
couldn't
yeah,
hear
I remember
because-
that later. Yeah. But I think that was the crowd. I think the crowd was.
Yeah, it
cussing.
was.
Yeah.
It was, but the first few shows they never really censored that. Like,
Well,
they were,
Now, I'm not an
They were-
I'm not an expert in this, but I know that like the ratings, you're allowed to cuss, but like X number of times for certain words. So like the S-bomb, saying shit on television, I think you can only get away with like 1 or 2 to keep it under like TV 14, which I think the rating is. But if you exceed that, the rating will exceed it, and then the network gets a heavy fine.
well, I know.
That's
I know
why
the
that's-
first few episodes, the fans were chanting "You sick," and it was not censored at all. So I don't know when that changed. And you can kind of hear it with Jericho too. He even told them to watch their mouths.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure what it is they have their guidelines. You know what I mean? They can't just do whatever they want. They are obviously allowed to drop the S-bomb, like at least once per episode.
Yeah, Jericho makes sure he does. Like, Jericho, he is the shit guy.
Yeah, he is the shit guy. But yeah. So what I mean, it's probably honestly them just trying to make sure they can maintain their rating without receiving a fine.
Yeah, it did kind of hurt MJF's promo, though. There was about a 20-second span where you had no idea what he was doing saying.
Yeah. That's like, PG-13 movies. They're allowed actually one F-bomb, and they can still hold a PG-13. I don't know why that's relevant to this conversation. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, speaking of MJF and his promo, yeah, he did come out. He had his Wardlow in tow. I mean, this promo was it was long, but I got the gist of it. For one, they started out by giving the stagehand a Crossroads, because apparently the stagehand laughed when Cody Rhodes mocked MJF's Crossroads. And even though he kissed his ring, he still had to get that. Big deal. He did take a quote from Roddy Piper. I liked that, man. More Roddy Piper references. I'll take that any day of the week. But ultimately, He mocked Cody Rhodes' lisp. He did throw in the line "suffering succotash" in there, which I honestly popped for. He said he accepts his challenge, but he has to name his stipulations, which he's not going to name in Texas. He'll name in Jacksonville, which I believe is New Year's Day or right after the new year starts.
Yeah, I think it's New Year's Day. Because
Okay.
they mentioned also in the show how Rio is gonna not be back.
Got you.
Which made me think, Rio, you're not Brock Lesnar.
Oh, poor Rio's going to lose that belt, and she's going to fade into obscurity. I love Rio to death, but I think making her the inaugural champion is the best thing you could have done with her.
Yeah, that's right.
During Brandy's video, she even pointed that out, and then she says,
"Did you get so small that we can't see you anymore?"
I saw that.
And then I almost died. But when she said one time about Britt Baker, I thought she was going to say, "Yeah, imagine taking a shot every time you hear she's a doctor." But that was not what she said. I was going to die. I thought that's what she was.
What'd she end up saying? Because I ended up actually missing this promo.
Every time she mentions your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Take a shot every time you mention your boyfriend?
Yeah, but I thought it was going to be like, take a shot every time you hear she's a doctor.
Yeah, because the commentary just nails that down our throat every time. Yeah.
Because after the Rio comment, I was like, she's just going to bring up stuff that Twitter says. So I was so expecting the doctor.
Was that really just the gist of Brandy Rose, though? Was the trash talk a couple women, and then, that was her airtime?
She was trying.
Yeah,
she was trying to recruit Chris
Statlander?
Yeah, she's trying to recruit her, and also there was a guy that was in the package.
I saw there was some shaved dude, and there was the chick from last week that got recruited and her head shaved.
We're skipping ahead here, but
we might as well just cover it now. Was
that freaking Kane? It looked like Kane.
The back of Kane. Oh my God, Kane to AEW confirmed. Oh my God.
It looked like Kane. It's probably 100% wrong, but I'm like, oh my God, is that Kane?
There's no probably, Rob. You are wrong.
JR, he comes out and JR goes, "It's gotta be Kane! It's gotta be."
JR runs because he doesn't want to get lit on fire again.
He actually started to turn around, and when he did, she stopped him and said,
"She
not
stopped
yet."
him, yes, not yet." So it's a surprise.
The Nightmare Collective is not going to be exclusive to women.
Apparently not.
Wow, that's something I wasn't expecting, because I did miss the majority of this. My wife made food and she started getting mad that I wasn't eating it, so I had to. College fraternities, bro. Well, anyways. We had another fun Dark Order program, depending on who you're talking to. I liked it.
This one.
I actually liked this.
I don't have to like the faction to like the promo.
So you had, I don't know his name. I know it's I think Alex.
It was Alex.
Watching what are those late night programs that just try to sell you stuff?
It was a hotel infomercial.
Infomercial, thank you. Yes, it was an infomercial going over some generic product or something, and then at some point started addressing the guy directly, and it was the.
Are you tired of losing? Are you tired of being a jobber?
Yes, exactly. And then it talks directly through him to the television, addresses his name, addresses that they can hear him, which that was the creepiest part. And then just as they got in, plugged that joined the Dark Order, his buddy walks in, and like, "What are you doing?" And he looks back at the TV, and it's just going on with a generic infomercial, no longer plugging the Dark Order. I loved it, man. You hungry?
Hit the hotel lobby.
Yes, exactly. I loved it, man. I thought that was so good. It was short and sweet, wasn't drawn out, over dramatic. Dude, I'm telling you, these Dark Order promos are becoming like some of my favorite stuff on the weekly television. I'm
telling you, I've kind of done a turn on Dark Order. Like, I went for weeks not liking them, and then they had a couple really good matches, and I started to get into them. But yeah, these promos, I'm kind of enjoying them.
The top stuff, man. The top stuff. I want to know what happened to that portly fella that got molested by those creepers last week.
He is now a creeper.
You think so?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. It looked like the fella before him got accepted. That dude looked like he was murdered in a very weird fashion, where they kind of just like aggressively rubbed his face.
That's the fraternity. We have weird initiation.
Yes, AEW is a fraternity, confirmed. Like, it's just nothing but a bunch of frat houses. Yo, I've missed factions, man. I've missed factions.
Like with Brandy, you gotta like cut a little piece of hair and do some kind of voodoo, and everybody just has their own little thing.
Dude, I have missed factions. I really have. Yeah, that's really all I can say. I just have. And this is awesome. It's really refreshing.
I just want the next one to be the Outer Circle.
The Outer Circle? It's just like everybody that's feuding against the Inner Circle.
Oh, no, that's what needs to happen. John Moxley needs to create that Outer Circle. There you go.
It'd just be him, though.
Speaking
you got Jimmy Havoc. It's kind of out there a little bit. Like the out of the world, like the out of place guys, like Darby Allin.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to mention that. After the tag match, after Cutie, what's his name? Cutie Marshall got pinned, and Cody was laid out on the outside. Darby Allin came out and blew past the Dark Order and lifted Cody up to confirm, like, you know, that Cody said the other week he doesn't have any friends, and now Darby Allin looks like he'll align himself with Cody. So that's pretty cool.
You know what's also really fun?
What's that?
Watching two cats fight. I don't know. I just can't.
What? Are you talking about?
Right now?
Oh, your cats? Like literally your cats? Oh my god!
Yeah, like, it's like a big old brawl. Right
I was thinking, I was like, what kind of clever segue is this dude doing right now?
I don't know about his segue, but I don't know about you, but Cody Rhodes' arms were looking kind of swole.
Speaking of swole, Big Swole took on Emi Sakura. Thank you, Rob. So, yo, is Sakura a face or heel, man?
I think she's a
she's a heel.
She's like the most fluid, like, persona to go between good guy and bad guy.
Yeah, I don't know. She talks to the crowd. Well, doesn't talk, but like she interacts.
Yeah.
And if you're a heel, you're not allowed to.
I like that.
Not unless you're doing a Shawn Michaels.
She holds up the mic stand, but she doesn't lip sync. She just poses with the mic. You know, it's the weirdest thing. Man, Big Swole. She impressed me, man. Big Swole. Pretty dope.
She looks like Rihanna. I just want to throw that out there. She looks like Rihanna.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, now she's kind of cutie. She ain't a QT Marshall, but no, Swole's pretty cool, man. This was like I said, towards the end of like my wife making me eat, but I do know that Hikaru Shida was watching ringside, and I saw that Sakura did own a majority of this match, which I was kind of hoping Swole was going to come in and kind of dominate the former title challenger to really make a splash. But you guys did tell me that Swole did win in the end. But Rob, you said you had some criticism for the finishing move.
It's not really like my hate for the Bailey to belly suplex criticism.
Okay.
But it was just, I don't know. I don't know if it was like the action of it. Like her finisher is the dirty dancing, and it's like a spinny clothesline type deal. But like my opinion is, if you're gonna have a finisher like that, you need to pull like a JBL clothesline from hell.
You got to really throw your body weight into it.
Yes, but you could just tell it was just two females, and she just spun.
So she didn't really have the lariat power. It still came across like a clothesline.
Like I didn't get the feeling of there's. I mean, we don't get that anyway because AEW loves having their 1-2. Oh my god, I thought that was it.
The near falls, yeah.
Yes, but like it was, I don't know, it was poorly. Like I said, it's not my hate for the Bailey to belly suplex. I absolutely hate that finisher. But it was just, I don't know. I think it could have been extra.
What about yourself?
Again, Big Swole's not that swole.
She got some biceps now.
She does. But
she got some biceps. Dude, her biceps
no.
bigger than mine, and I promise bigger than yours, Rob. Before we trash talk her physique, bro, I bet she'd kick any of our butts, okay?
She would.
Yeah.
My cat would whoop her ass.
Dude, Seb's over here still watching his cats. God damn it, Seb, we're doing a show, all right?
Mama's over here laying the smack down.
Oh, my God, man. Anyways, yeah, Big Swole wins. Pac gets a little bit of a promo package saying that he wants his rubber match with Omega, or he's presumably going to go on like a tirade. He says, like, I won't be held responsible if I don't get my match, essentially. Afterwards, this is where the night really picked up for me. Like, no knock against anything that happened before this, but everything from here going forward was just wrestling fun. I'm not going to say it's amazing stuff, but it was just pure fun. You had the thrown together team of Kip Sabian and the chairman, Sean Spears, who is on a 4-fight.
A sweet chin music at one point.
As a backstage. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Rob, okay? His name was Steve.
I just can't stand.
Stan, yeah.
Steve, get out of here.
But no. Sean Spears, they announced, is on a 4-fight win streak in singles matches. But Tully has scouted out Sabian to help.
He should have won by DQ tonight, so he should be.
It's true. No, you're very right. But Tully scouted Sabian in an attempt to create the best tag team in the world, which is a nice little subtle jab going at the OC, I guess, because they're known as the best tag team in the world right now. Versus a team of Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. This was some good, like, overbooked stuff, dude. Like, that's really all it was. You had Penelope Ford as the distraction, not to mention whenever the ref was distracted, she'd get in the ring, do a couple moves to Omega. The lights go out. When they come back, Tully is at the top of the ramp, tied up to a chair. It's Joey Janela, which I did find myself this last week wondering what the hell happened with that feud anyways. So it was nice to see that didn't get swept under the rug.
Why is it still happening? And Spears beat him pretty heavily.
Listen, they tried to rip his tongue out with some pliers and then put a cigarette out in his mouth. Like, that was straight up mafia torture stuff. That doesn't go away after just a match, okay?
Maybe if Janela would won the match, maybe people quit.
Yo, could you imagine being Janela and just seeing Sean Spears in the same fucking locker room? Like, that stuff's supposed to just go away. It's not like these guys live on different planets. Like, no, dude, they run into each other at the damn catering section, Like, and Janela's got to just live with that, looking at Sean Spears. Bro? Yeah. Sean's like, what's up, man?
It's all right, man. It's all right.
No hard feelings, dude. No hard feelings. We squashed it already, right? Hey, bitch, no, you tried to kill me.
Went down a little bit. It's all right.
He's an easy target, though. Marco Stunt's won more matches.
God, I hate Marco Stunt. I can't stand Marco Stunt.
Take so many shots, bro.
I hate his face.
I'm just saying. Like, if you win a match, maybe somebody won't think you're a pushover. You can do that kind of stuff.
Whatever, dude.
But in all seriousness, I did kind of like the Penelope Ford stuff. But as far as the finish goes, not really just that. I think AEW goes to the Undertaker lights out way too often.
Not to mention they're really not well timed.
No, they're not. They're terrible.
WWE has it down packed to like a 5 to 7 second, where AEW can damn near take like 20 seconds while they're setting everything up. Yeah.
By the time it gets done, you're already bored with, okay, why'd the lights go out?
No, you literally have like changed the channel already. You're like, apparently power went out in Texas tonight. Just like...
and then you had the, should have been DQ, and then you have Kenny Omega and Hangman pretty much winning a handicap match, and I'm like, am I supposed to be impressed with that? I don't know.
Actually,
And then they get the Lucha Bros next week for winning said handicap turn impromptu match. Like,
Yeah, well deserved. No, so I got a question for you. So let's take the Elite. You have Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, Hangman Page, Kenny Omega.
No. Yeah, apparently, which that's confusing me too, because in the last Being the Elite, Hangman said he was out of the group.
Okay, so that's actually good because I missed that. That's actually what I wanted to lead into. So the OG Elite, the fellas I just named off, Hangman's got to be the first one to turn, right?
Well, he's already left the group, but he's still tagging with Omega apparently.
But no. But what I mean is, Hangman strikes me out of everybody there the most believable heel. Now, granted, Cody Rhodes can play a heel like anybody else, but everybody loves Cody. Same thing with Kenny Omega. Kenny cannot be a heel because of how good he is in the ring. Young Bucks are like cartoon characters and kids love them. They can't be heels. Hangman's got to turn. Like you can't have these five guys, like all of them huge stars and all babyface. I was thinking that looking at Hangman, and then you saw seeds of it. The blind tag in, even though Omega like kind of earned the finish. Just so
he stole the pin.
Yeah, and he stole the pin.
And then Omega played it off like it was okay. There's no way. Like, I actually put that in my notes.
Yeah.
And then they got another match next week? Like, no.
No, like, Hangman's going to turn. Like, mark my words, dude. Mark it right here. 41 minutes, 30 seconds into the December 11th AEW Dynamite podcast, Mark it.
Yeah.
Hangman's turning, bro. Hangman's going to turn. Well, anyways, fine, Seb. I thought you'd add on to that, but damn, bro, just leave me hanging. Okay.
No, I mean,
just watching your cats over there.
Like Rob said, they planted the seeds, and
yeah.
Like I just don't know why you shoot him leaving and then they're still teaming. Like I feel like the order of events is kind of.
I want to say them in the Bullet Club. There was some like weird timing where they were leaving but they were still cool with the Bullet Club, and unfortunately that's one of the things that sucked about their departure from New Japan was they never had the feud with Bullet Club. They kind of just like said, we're too cool for you guys, and then they just literally left when it should have been like like any other pro wrestling angle, like you face off against each other and you get beat out, or you have your fight and then you split. But to have like one like this inner faction tell the bigger faction, like, yeah, we're kind of done with you fellas, and then just leave, like, with no repercussions, that's a real heel move that no one really talks about that the Elite did. It's a pretty heel move that they did, but no one ever talks about it. Anyways, one thing people will be talking about, and if you're watching YouTube, you'll see the still shot that's been up here. Luchasaurus with Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt taking on Sammy Guevara, Jericho, and Jake Hager on commentary. Dude, how good was Jake Hager on commentary?
It is so good. Like,
dude, he was
man,
perfect.
He was absolutely amazing.
Because he didn't say a
I
fucking
think
word.
JR's going to lose his voice, lose his job, and they're going to bring in Jack Swagger. And there you go, problem solved. You can't botch it if you don't talk.
Yo, I loved that Jericho would throw so many things over to Hager.
Like it or not, he had less botches than
He did. No, he really did.
Like, see, you can see the answer in his eyes.
Yeah, I love it. Like, right, Jake? Yeah. And just be silent. Like, exactly. And just like go on. Dude, I love it, man. I love that joke that they're running. Apparently, Hager's a real dumbass on Twitter, though. I didn't know this.
Yep.
Let's not get too much into it, but apparently he says some stupid stuff on Twitter, which makes people appreciate that AEW doesn't let him talk.
Speaking of stupid stuff, Marco Stunt.
To a teenage
Marco
girl.
Stunt, Rob? What's wrong with Marco?
I can't stand... I'm the most kayfabe guy in the world you'll meet, and I can't put this guy into kayfabe. Dude, you're 10 pounds, you're 3 feet tall in wrestling, in matches with dudes that are freaking 7 feet tall, acting like dinosaurs.
Yep.
Yo,
on,
Rob's calling you out, Marco. Make it happen, Cody. Book Rob Rude AEW, Rob versus Marco Stunt. Make it happen.
I want to see Braun Strowman do the ring circle thing and have him out there and just see him get blocked in the next month. Like,
Dude,
come on.
he'd be Thanos snapped. He'd be Thanos snapped, bro.
My grave talking about how stupid it was having him have so much offense against the Lucha Bros.
Yeah.
That was terrible booking. Still stand by it.
I love Marco Stunt, dude. I love that, dude.
It's not there, dude. You're 2 feet tall, man. You can't even kayfabe it, man. Come on, you're fake. I'm sorry. Nothing against you personally, bro, but you don't fit, man. You don't fit. I can't even fake it. I can't fake it.
It's not size. I mean, Rey Mysterio ain't that far off.
I'm about to say, come on, man.
But Rey Mysterio is trained. Rey Mysterio has muscle. Rey Mysterio can flip and do flipsy doos. Marco Stunt just goes out there. Oh, man, no.
Dude, we need our first official Rob T-shirt is gonna say flipsy doos. I'm telling you right now, man.
Like, you go back and watch Rey's first match against Kurt Angle. That was a story. Jungle Boy, Marco, he doesn't tell stories. He's out there for attraction, and that's why I can't really. He's not a wrestler. He's just an attraction.
Whatever you say, Cornette. Okay, listen, Marco's awesome, you
but
guys.
he's 100% right. He's not even.
Get off this kid's back, all right, man.
I mean,
I tried getting on his back, but I couldn't because it was lower than my feet.
Jesus, Rob. It doesn't even make sense. All right, but listen.
It doesn't, but he's small, and I can't fake it with this guy, dude. Like,
oh my gosh. No, Marco Stunt.
Hornswoggle could take this guy.
You know, actually, I'd kind of like that match. I'm not gonna lie.
like,
I feel terrible for saying that. But I really would. I mean, but Marco Stunt at that point should be booked like Brock Lesnar in that match. Yeah, Marco Stunt's like the Brock Lesnar of that match.
I could believe, like, against Brandon Cutler, maybe somebody, but like Lucha Bros, come on.
Right, dude. Like this guy gets it. Like, nothing against your character at all. Nothing at all. But dude, look at you. I can't fake it with you, man.
Like the greatest, like they try to build Lucha Bros as the greatest tag team of all time. They've tagged together for years, had long careers, and then this guy.
And then you're gonna have this 2 feet tall guy that weighs 90 pounds take him out. Oh.
They just won a ladder match against the Young Bucks, like weeks before this. Ladder match.
But they can't handle a Marco Stunt.
Yeah.
Like, really? Come on, dude. This guy gets it. High five. Microphone high five, man.
Microphone high five.
Okay, you guys. Y'all done shitting on my boy Marco, okay?
I mean, it's true.
Now, if they were to get a guy his size in and have them feud, by all means, go. Have fun.
Yeah, let's have a WLC match.
Have them on every week. Have them on every pay-per-view. Even give them a title to go for. Let's go.
Oh, God. Like El Torito versus Hornswoggle. There we go.
This is some really lowbrow stuff over here, fellas.
But you're outnumbered 2-1, so you just sit there and be outnumbered.
The WLC match was so much more entertaining than it had any right to be. Let's be honest.
Okay, listen, I will agree with you on that. Somehow they booked a really fun, not overly disrespectful match.
Like, I go back and watch that sometimes. It's pretty good.
Jeez. No, that's too much. Anyways, listen, guys. Luchasaurus took on Sammy Guevara, right? And then I already went over all that. Jake Hager on commentary. Man, y'all made me lose my spot in my notes, man. Fuck you guys talking shit about Marco.
You started talking, I'm like, wait, didn't we already say this? And that's what
man, but I lost my place in my damn notes, you guys. Like, y'all were on this Marco Stunt tirade, and I started looking up like a promo he did, but I botched the timing, so I had to go back.
Quick nutshell rundown. Sammy Guevara comes out to the ring and he's doing his FaceTime thing, and they actually showed it on the Jumbotron.
Yeah,
and
by the way, Sammy, why are you rocking just an 11? Like, bro, you need... I'm not even an iPhone fan, but is like, if you're supposed to be the Spanish god or whatever, you need an 11 Pro or 11 Pro Max, bro. Okay, listen, man. You rocking that cheap 11.
Kyle works at an AT&T shop.
Oh man, listen, hey, look,
There
hey.
we
He noticed what kind of
You
phone
could
this guy is
you
using.
could just say I sell phones for a living. Don't throw my company out there. All right, I'm gonna get hate from like Verizon and Sprint users now.
Can you hear me now?
Jesus Christ, bro.
Can't hear Marco. He's too loud.
I'm gonna have to bleep this crap out. No, I'm too lazy for
So
that.
Luchasaurus wins the match with a tombstone spinny face plant thing.
Hell yeah, he did. But hey, listen. But during the match, they addressed a lot of the criticism about Jungle Boy receiving the match, even though he's winless in AEW. Jericho announces that it's going to have a 10-minute time limit because he doesn't believe he can last 10 minutes with him based off of his record. So A, that makes sense. And B, it is a non-title match. So in my opinion, this should soften. And then also 3, Chris Jericho handpicked the match. It makes sense. Look, I get it. If it was the organization trying to line up competitors towards the end of the year, it's one thing. But the champ got to handpick his match, the stipulations, if the title's on the line, it all falls on the performer. So it doesn't rely on the record at that point. And with that being said, fuck you, Sebastian. All right?
Here's the thing, though. Like, at least make it not so confusing that Tony Schiavone isn't in a video package saying it's a title match. Like, they had nobody to blame but themselves for that. They had their own crew saying it's a title match.
Yeah, they had to backpedal a little bit. I
had wrestling journalists coming to me telling me the reasons why this was good to be a title match. Then it turns out Cody says it's not a title match. Like, they were trying to defend it, even though they changed it anyway, if it was the plan, whatever. Like, they had nobody to blame but themselves.
Yeah. Well, you know what, though? At the end of the day, Jungle Boy pinned Chris Jericho. Okay? So, yes. Hashtag, by the way.
Just because Marco should be official doesn't
if you're here for the clickbait title, Jericho ate a pin by Jungle Boy tonight. After Luchasaurus won, a brawl ensued when Jericho and Jake Hager jumped in. Ultimately,
I was gonna say it on my Marco stunt rant when my boy Sebastian and I here were criticizing his every move because he deserves it. I looked away. Okay, I looked away and then I seen the roll up and I seen like out of the corner of my eye the 1, 2, 3. I thought it was Marco stunt getting the pin on Chris Jericho. I would have boycotted AEW. I got mad. I legit got mad. I was like, no. And then I was like, okay, that's cool. I don't agree with it, but okay, that's cool. But not Marco stunt. If it was, oh my god, I would have simply boycotted the product if it was Marco.
Dude.
But no, I don't think Kyle heard my snide joke here. Just because Marco should be official and not a wrestler doesn't mean this was.
It's unofficial, but Jericho ate a 3 count. He ate a 3 count, man, by Jungle Boy. All right.
I'll give you that one. He ate a 3 count. I'll give you that one.
Also, back to an earlier thing you said. When I put on Twitter how it was just dumb, this was a title match, or was going to be a title match, whatever the case was, somebody came to me and was like, well, Alabama plays this team and this team, blah, 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 in football. Not in a title match. Like, non-title match, I'm perfectly okay with this match. But if you want to compare it to real sports, at least make it make sense. They don't play no Evansville in a national championship game. Like,
yeah.
Just say.
Well, I don't know, man. It's going to be awesome. I really have nothing for it. I'm just looking forward to it. Another thing.
Jungle Boy somehow lost.
Well, no. So this is my question to you guys. Obviously, Jungle Boy's not going to get a pin victory. Let's put that out there.
You can't say that. You can't. I mean, they're booked it. No, you can't think they're gonna have him win somehow,
look, man.
Some way.
I'm typically wrong in my predictions, so that alone right there might mean he gets the win.
Jumps 2 inches in the air and gets a drop kick or something.
But
I think if Jungle Boy becomes the first to beat Chris Jericho in AEW, that's worse than Marco getting so much offense.
So I think the bigger question here, for you guys is it does have a 10-minute time limit. Does Jungle Boy survive the 10 minutes
Yes.
for a draw,
Yes.
or does Jericho beat him?
I hope he beats him. I don't want to draw.
No, not hope. I'm telling you, make your official prediction here.
My official prediction is that Jungle Boy somehow walks with the
draw.
The whole point, with a victory.
With a
Not with
win.
a draw, with
Wow.
a victory. Because basically the angle they're going is Jungle Boy's a winless little bitch right now.
Oh my
And let's
God.
make him not look that way.
Jesus. That's
You
so
know what I'm
brutal.
saying? Like, if you're gonna, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, he hasn't won a match,
But that's the
but now
thing,
all
though.
of a sudden he's facing the AEW champion, non-title match or not. I still have a problem with it. He shouldn't be in the match. But if you're gonna take the time to book this match, and you're not gonna take the time to get it somehow, even if it's gonna end up being dirty as hell.
That's
Sebastian,
the thing, though. If it's non-title, I mean, back to my earlier point, in the regular season, Alabama plays Vanderbilt in football. It's not supposed to be competitive. It's just, that's just how the schedule works out. But the thing about AEW, and this is another one of my criticisms, it's kind of, I think, why they did the previously before mentioned Marco versus Lucha Bros. It seems like they don't want to make anyone look bad. They try to make everyone look kind of level, and I just
tell that to Brandon Cutler and Cutie Marshall.
But they still have moments of shine. Like Cutie Marshall looked really good.
Brandon Cutler, I can't think of a single highlight from that dude.
They're still getting TV time. I mean, he went out there tonight in the main event. Like, he's still getting. They don't have. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, even when they lose, they try to give teams so much offense. Like the Marco Stunt versus Lucha Bros. Like, they try to make everyone at least look decent in matches.
Well, yeah. I mean, because they don't want their wrestlers to.
But do you want your winless guy to look like he can hang with your world champion?
Yes, man.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
what makes it impressive? What makes the champion so impressive?
Because I'm a fan of fighting, and there's the thing about that everyone has a puncher's chance. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, if no way Jose hangs 10 minutes with the Fiend, they'd be endless criticism.
Yes. Uh-huh.
But in AEW, everyone wants to, everybody wants to shine. We can't have it.
Dude, at the end of the day, it is Chris Jericho. He's like 50. Okay.
But he is 50, but he is the champion. He is the champion in a company that records count.
Rob, you better say it right. Say it right.
He is le champion.
Yes, like Rob said, in the company
like
records and ranking counts.
You got your worst guy hanging with your best guy right now. I don't care if it's non-title. I don't care if it's 10 minutes. I don't care if it's a bar brawl where you take shots and whoever takes the most shots wins. You got your worst guy fighting your best guy. Don't do it. You're a company out.
Anyways,
like when Cody was talking about his tag match tonight.
Rob says Jungle Boy's gonna win. Sebastian, what's your prediction? We gotta move this thing, man.
Just because of that, a draw. But like I was saying, when Cody was talking about this tag match on Twitter, he's like, well, I kind of would rather have my dog Pharaoh. And then, even after saying that, you show this guy with a really kind of a good performance. Like, the way they were advertising it, I thought that guy was going to get the hell beat out in the whole match. And
speaking of tag match and good performance, did we have the Young Bucks facing Santana and Ortiz tonight?
Thank you, Rob. Wait, really quick. So we have Rob here for the win for Jungle Boy. Sebastian,
I am not for the win for Jungle Boy, but that is my prediction.
Your prediction. Sebastian, you say it's going to be a draw. I'll say Jungle Boy
unfortunately.
loses. Yeah, I'm going to say Jungle Boy loses. That way one of us has to be right. Lucha Bros versus the Young Bucks. Texas street fight. This junk was an overbooked mess.
Santana and Ortiz, not Lucha.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Santana and Ortiz. Damn, I put Lucha Bros?
This
guy over here. I'm a professional, right? Remember that? Yeah, damn.
So this is the match where Seb and I both had it in our notes that the bell clearly rang because the Young Bucks came out, and just before the money explosion, Santana Ortiz came out and jumped them. Cool. Excellent angle. It's a street fight. You're fighting all over the arena. Cool. Started out. The bell clearly rang, And then JR
Ref
goes,
was
this
up there.
match hasn't officially started yet. And then not 10 seconds later, there's a count.
This is a mess. This is
JR
a mess.
had his worst night. And I know he's kind of had some picky nights, but tonight was, yeah.
I'll be right back, fellas. Go ahead. I'll be right back, though, okay?
But, I mean, he was forgetting names. He didn't know when they was going to commercial or picture-in-picture. There'd be times where he was like, and we'll be right back. Wait, we're not going
anywhere.
And then all of a sudden it's picture-in-picture. Like, whenever I heard him say we'll be right back, I didn't want to leave my TV because I didn't know what the hell was going on or what was going to happen.
He didn't know how to handle it.
Like, it was one step away from saying we'll be right back. And then, like, it'd stay regular, and there's just no commentary because they think there's a commercial for 5 minutes. Like, it was one step away from that for me. Like, I was waiting on just, we'll be right back, and they not do anything, and then just silence. You hear JR talk about, and then, like, it would have been hilarious if you just hear JR, we're going for dinner tonight, guys. Like, I was waiting. Oh, man. But no, yeah, he had a really rough night.
I don't think he's gonna last much. As much as I don't want to say that, I don't.
He's struggling, man. And and he'll tell you, like, in his podcast, if you listen to it, every week now he goes on this rant about what people saying about him. And he says he tries. He says he's not phoning it in, and I believe it. I believe the effort is there. It's just, it's not the same product as it was, you know?
Yes.
He's dealing with guys he's not familiar with. They're out there doing a lot more flashy moves than what he's used to. You have him and Excalibur arguing about what the moves are called 90% of the time. It's just, I don't know.
I miss that. I really do. By God, he killed him. He killed him. But on the same note, tonight was like kind of attitude era. Like with the garbage can fight. I mean, it wasn't fully, but like it could have been there. I don't know. Good old JR just ain't good old JR. Tony Schiavone's still up.
And I thought him coming was going to help JR. And for the first like week or two, it seemed like it kind of was, but yeah, it's just went right back down. I don't know. I don't even know how to fix it without getting rid of him. And I don't think AEW wants to get rid of him. Because
no one really.
Well,
I don't want to say no one wants to get rid of him, but I mean, he's so beloved that you really don't want to. But then you're perplexed, like what you're saying. I don't know how to fix it. I don't. I want him here and I want him better, but I don't know how to make that happen.
Kyle, I don't think the way you reacted there, I don't think you picked up on the bell thing. Did you notice that he didn't even know when they was going to commercial a lot of times? Like, he'd be like, we'll be right back. Wait, we're not going nowhere. Never mind. And then it just...
No, unfortunately not. My attention was kind of divided amongst a couple things. I was still taking notes, but commentary did take a back seat this time. I noticed,
It was multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, I did notice him at the end of the Blade and the Butcher admitting that he kept botching their names, but that was really all I picked up on.
It's a struggle about tonight. I can't wait to hear him tomorrow on his podcast because he's going to fix it.
He's trying. It's
that's what I'm saying. The effort's there. It's just, it's a different product today. It's a lot more fast-paced than what he's used to. There's people that he doesn't know. It's just, I don't know if JR can catch up with all the talent that he doesn't know. And you have him and Excalibur arguing about what the moves are called now. And it's just, I don't know.
I don't know, man. Do y'all like the match? Did you like the booking of it and how spot-fest it was? I thought it was a blast.
It was fun. I just felt like some of the table spots wasn't.
You see, like, you're mad at the triple table spot, where
no, not even that. Like, there was once where, like, there was two actually. I can't remember which Jackson guy it was. He barely made contact, and then he like jumps up.
He got drop kicked. He got drop kicked while he was on the ring apron.
And he
held on to the ring apron, but then fell off, and then into the table.
And then there was one where Ortiz got kicked, and he takes like 4 steps on the apron, and then does like a swanton for no reason into a table. A lot of it just felt forced. It was, and that one I said before the show, that was something I would say Enzo Amore would do, and that's just not something I want to be associated with. Yeah. But no, the triple table spot, and here's why I kind of didn't mind it. A lot of their choreographed things that I complain about, you can tell it, they stay in the round for it. But on the triple table spot tonight, they didn't miss a beat. Like, there was no stopping and waiting for anything. It happened in fluid continuity.
And it was smooth. Yeah, I think it was really
smooth.
Yeah,
it was smooth. But, yeah, a couple of the table spots for me tonight was just a little forced and a little wacky. But other than that, the match was fun. I mean, they beat the hell out of each other. You had Nick Jackson with a huge web on his arm.
How about Matt Jackson wearing the Cowboys helmet? That's a new take on the cheap pop. That's a new take on the cheap pop to land a move wearing the local sports team damn helmet. Like, come on, man.
This adds in a JR spot. He called out the wrong buck. And he got called out, and he's like, well, one's under a Cowboys helmet, one's under a trash can.
Hey, it's a way to defend yourself right there. Granted, you can go by the hair color and a couple other things, but still.
But, yes, speaking of cheap pop, I popped when it got.
When what?
When the Cowboys helmet got spit on, that made me very happy.
Oh, I bet, yeah. Man,
Cowboys slack anyway.
So to run through a couple of the spots, because even though we don't go over like the matches, this one kind of calls for it, just because it was crazy. You had Guevara was helping out in the beginning of the match, but he received essentially
the match didn't start. By the way.
Yeah,
yep.
He received
going to jail.
Like an assisted tombstone on the top of the ramp. Nick did a senton bomb through Ortiz. Or onto Ortiz through a table off of one of those entrance pods. Matt Jackson, once again, like I said, wearing the Cowboys helmet, hitting the double spear. They had that triple table spot full of stuff. At one point, Hager interrupted a pin, and Nick accidentally kicked a ref, which prompted Aubrey Edwards to come out. She got her own chant, by the way.
She did.
Gotta love that, man. Gotta love that. Dustin Rhodes brawled with Hager.
I kind of wish that spot where Aubrey...
What's that?
When Aubrey came out and did the almost 3 count, like that would have been...
That would have been the 3? You keep cutting out like right at the worst part.
That would have been great if that was...
If that was the finish?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's proven to work in the past. You know, I mean, it kind of got over Earl Hebner a lot. Earl Hebner would be the referee to save the match. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, yeah, ultimately, though, the Bucks did win with a Meltzer driver onto the chairs in just this complete car crash of a match that was well done, you know, with the exception of the commentary, but that's none of the performers' faults. You know what I mean? No, it was an awesome match in my books. In my books, it was.
Valid.
Thank you, Rob. But shoot, man, where do we go? So next week we know that we got Jericho facing off against Jungle Boy in that 10-minute match. I don't recall anything else that's booked for next week. I know they probably showed a couple things, but I missed it.
They did. You couldn't pick.
You got Chris. What's her name again? I haven't seen
Statlander.
Yeah,
Fire
versus
wrestling
Britt Baker.
You're gonna have to learn that name. Statlander is gonna be a big deal, I believe, in the women's division.
Well, I'm not familiar. I didn't get to watch last week, so
that's true. No, you're right.
that's the number one contenders match for Rio, since she got name dropped and called out there.
Which is apparently going to happen on January.
Yes. You have Hangman and Omega still continuing their leaving the one of them leaving the elite, but still being a tag team.
They're wrestling SCU, right? Or no,
they're
wrestling
Lucha Bros. Then you got the Young Bucks versus SCU, and then Chris Jericho and June.
Yeah, okay. Be interesting.
They had to bring it. NXT's been building up the December 18th episode for a few weeks now. They have title matches. I think for sure. Well, I don't want to say that. Spoilers. But yeah, they got both shows should be really nice week.
Yeah, it'll be fun, man. It'll be fun. What else is going to be fun is going to be our. Oh God, it's one of those weeks. We've got coming up this week. We have, of course, our SmackDown recap. We're going to somehow try to throw together a predictions episode for TLC, even though it feels like the majority of the matches have not been announced, but I think enough have been announced. We'll be able to put something together. Keep an eye out for also our throwback episode where we cover one of the best TLC matches that took place at WrestleMania 17. Sebastian, you and I were on that, man. That was a lot of fun, especially Jay in there too. That was a bunch of fun, man. I can't wait to throw that one out there. And then ultimately our coverage of the TLC match, or of the TLC, pay-per-view, coming up Sunday night, Monday morning. So, Jesus. This is going to go up with NXT, Thursday? So you have 2 episodes Thursday. Then we're going to have the Throwback Friday. SmackDown will be on Friday night, Saturday morning. Predictions Saturday afternoon. And then the TLC stuff will be Sunday evening, Monday morning. Boy, it feels like just when we feel like we're getting a light week, it just all piles up again,
Well, it's just 3 weeks removed from a big 4 pay-per-view. So.
Yeah, it's true. Very true, man. But, hey, guys, man, thank y'all for joining us. Once again, this was the Smack Draw podcast. Myself, Kyle. I got over here Rob and Sebastian, man. Always happy to have you guys join us. Make sure, like I said, hop over to YouTube, like and subscribe. We're trying to grow that area. We got new content coming for you next month. If you didn't, you'll hear it again on the throwback. We are going to be taking a lighter schedule later this month due to the holidays, and then we might be altering our content and lineup sometime in the first quarter next year to try and get like a different taste for our show. And let us know what y'all think. But once again, you guys, until next time, y'all have a good one.
See ya.
All hail King Corbin.